Good morning, YouTube! What's up, guys? Today we are doing the daily puzzle for November 6th. Feliz del Dia de los Muertos. Alright, so we have white to move, and indeed, here we are losing by a piece and a pawn. We are losing specifically by a bishop and a pawn. And I guess what we're trying to do here is maybe go for a draw, you know. We might be able to win a piece back by coming here to b3 and forking this bishop in the knight. However, it would still black would still be up a pawn, and I guess the best we can do is hope for a draw. All right. So first of all, we were seeing this king b3 move. That's a nice fork. Let's go for that. All right. Well, the knight moved back. Okay. We can take this bishop. However, when we take this bishop, Black's knight comes to d3 and forks a king and a bishop, right? So we got to be careful. We can't just take that bishop just yet. What else? I mean, we're in check, right? So I guess we kind of have to take this bishop. I mean, if we go here, then the bishop checks, right? And then we'll be forced to kind of take this. Yeah, I think that, like, we kind of have to take this. We move out of the way. The bishop comes and checks again. Really, there's no way of telling, but I think we have to take this bishop. If we don't, then our king would be on the opposite side of the board, and maybe this pawn can promote very easily, right? So we got to be really careful. If we take this bishop, however, the knight comes and forks, our king comes to c2, d1, and we're already closer. Even though we traded off a piece, we're closer, right? Would you rather have a king here or a king here? I think that's the main question we should be asking. So let's go ahead and take it. Perfect. Now let's go to c2, because that brings us closer and closer to that black pawn. Good. Very good. And notice here, we don't want to immediately play this, because maybe the knight has a check, or the bishop has a check, so we got to be a little careful. So I think what we have to do is we have to move this knight and attack this pawn. Notice that's perfect attack, because no piece can defend this pawn. And notice what we're also doing is threatening knight f6 fork, maybe, king and bishop. So let's go ahead and play that. Alright, now notice we can win back that pawn very easily. And I think this is getting us closer to a draw. Now we got to be careful. That king, it was protecting the bishop. Now it's not, right? So we take it, right? Well, we actually shouldn't take this bishop because of this pawn. This pawn looks like it's going to promote very easily. And so if we take this bishop, our knight is on the wrong side of the board, where it can't defend against this pawn. So taking this bishop is wrong. What we do instead is take this pawn. Ooh, okay, a bishop in. This is really scary. Well, actually, it's okay. I mean, okay, they're attacking our knight, we attack theirs, right? Perfect, we solved it. Alright, so notice after we took this pawn, this is inevitably a draw. I think that a king and a knight versus a king, knight, and bishop, that's definitely a draw. Just don't hang any pieces, specifically the knight. I think that's the only piece that you can hang. But make sure that you don't drop any pieces on the board and protect all your pieces. If, we took this bishop instead, whoops. Oh, we can't. Oh, analysis law. Okay, if we take this bishop instead, this pawn would come here, and notice after king to d2, the knight doesn't even have to move. Black could just push. And the knight has this bordered, and the pawn has this bordered. So technically there's a mini wall here. And so the king cannot defend this square, g1 specifically, under any circumstance. And so pawn promotion is inevitable. If we want to go back, we can. Here, after the check, I guess, king takes b2. I guess we need to be closer, as close as possible to that pawn. Notice if the knight came here, we would have knight to e4, same thing pretty much, but this knight would come in the way of this pawn promotion. So if the king came there, maybe we can take this bishop instead because of this knight in the way of the pawn. But black instead played knight to d3, and I guess this helped a lot. I mean, but this still ends up as a draw, right? So once we attack this pawn cannot be defended by any piece. It's a white squared bishop and a white squared knight. Cannot defend this. After it's pushed, we fork it. Yeah, I guess there's really no difference between king e6 and king e7. Like, we're still going to take this pawn. It doesn't matter. And after this, the pin. Notice black is pinning our knight to the king, and the king has to move out of the pin while also counterattacking, right? So once the knight moves, we can freely move, and I think this is very simple to draw, Just trade off the knight for a piece, and it's a draw. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that daily puzzle for today. Please be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.